अगर मैं ऐसे आ गया। चलिए, गुड इवनिंग एवरीवन। So, as all of you are aware, we are discussing basically the definition of editorials, how to write them, how to read them. So, anything you have written so far? Where is the keyboard? So, let us see at some article how to read them. Okay, fine, कोई नहीं. So, let us look at this article. I hope it's visible to everyone, online people, Kushali, Naveen, Nilkan, and so on. So, देखिए, this is the article that we have, the global consequence of the Israel-Hamas war. And हम लिख नहीं पाएंगे, हैं? ये नहीं पढ़ रहा, कोई नहीं, कोई और लिख लेते हैं. Let's see something else. Anyway, for the new student who are joining for this for the first time, so actually this is a class basically where we try to understand how to write and read editorials. That's it. It's an exercise class kind of workshop, you can understand. So let's understand this article. This is with respect to this is with respect to different new frontiers in the low cost clean technology. So let's look at a cursory read here what it is talking about. First, I have told you whenever you're reading any editorial, any opinion, any article, on any website or whatever, first you have to look at the name of the scholar. What is the name of the scholar here? वो तो ठीक है, इसलिए draw कैसे करेंगे? The scholar name. ठीक है, तो first thing that you extract from an article is the name of the scholar. The scholar name here is Ravi Venkatesan. Because when you are making an argument in the paper, you must know who is making that argument. Otherwise, there is no point. And you will use his name basically to make a reference. For example, if there is a question on technology, so you will write as argued by Ravi Venkatesan in his article in Project Syndicate, or jo bhi whatever the argument. We have to see that. Actually, quickly let us see them. Accelerate the uptake of renewable leaders from all quarter must collaborate to make clean energy more affordable. So this is his first argument. The first point so it is a kind of suggestion. What is his first suggestion? So you will write the okay, Neelkant. Actually, I was not available in Delhi, so I will look at mic में disturbance है. Is it for everyone? There is disturbance in mic. Okay, let me ask him. He was an election commissioner, former election commissioner, I think chief election commissioner. So he has a very good insight with respect to India's electoral functioning. You tell me first, is my voice clear to everyone? Uh, my voice is clear? Chaliye, fine. So I will look into this article. First, let us look at this. Anyone who has joined recently. So let me again repeat, which I have been doing from the previous 1 week. I have, it's a kind of workshop. Okay, यहाँ पे I'm not teaching you article. Basically, we are trying to understand how to read article and most important, how to extract content out of article and how to write them in your notes. That's the most important. The first thing we would extracted from this was the name of the scholar itself. That should be your first point in every article, that who is this person, does he has any credibility or बस लिखे जा रहा है. वैसे this is a good website projects indicate, तो यहाँ पे everyone who is a world renowned scholars वही लिखते हैं यहाँ पे. पर ठीक है, fine, let's see. First thing is said to accelerate the uptake of renewables. So I, from this point we come to know that this article is about what? Sustainable development, which is anyways a very important topic. UPSC has some favorite topic. One of them is sustainable development. So to accelerate the uptake of renewables, leaders from all quarters must collaborate to make clean energy more affordable. So it is the first suggestion he is making. What is the first suggestion? The suggestion is that the world leaders must collaborate to make renewable energy affordable, working together to expand the access to and the lower cost of battery energy storage system. For example, could ignite demand, stimulate innovation, trigger a market transformation. So which out of all renewable parameters he considers the most important? Battery energy storage. So if you, when you will do what do you call this, economy, classroom economy program, वहाँ पे भी we teach this in detail, and most important thing we talk about is renewable energy में there are certain problems. Number one problem is how to integrate different sources of energy. Our grid, the grid that has been made in the world, particularly in India, it is for one-sided flow of traffic. How? You have a producer here, you have a transmitter here, you have a supplier here. So producer produce electricity, supply it to the transmission company, and that supply to the supplier, supplier sent to the customers. That's how it works. Because of renewable energy, there could be a this side flow also, because you can install a solar power plant on your roof. So you are also producing electricity, and you may be producing electricity more than you need. In that scenario, you can feed extra electricity to the grid. Why government make every time? You can also make. That's why currently we are moving towards smart metering. Smart metering, what we are doing is we are replacing traditional meters by smart prepaid meters. It depends upon how much you energy extract and how much energy you give to the system. And based on that, you will get a net bill. हो सकता है sometime you will get money rather than the bill, because if you are feeding more into the grid, or मान लेते you have this solar panels and everything, and you are producing more electricity than you need, so you are feeding electricity to the grid. So on the contrary of paying service fee, you will get service fee. This is called net metering, which we are trying to achieve. In that context, he is saying, but the biggest problem in renewable energy is battery storage. Because, for example, solar, it is not available throughout the day and also not throughout the year. It is more available in the noon and most importantly in summers. Winters in Delhi, there is so much pollution, rarely you will get electricity. So in that scenario, we need what? We need storage energy systems. So that whatever energy I generate in surplus in noon, I can use that in evening. Or if I'm generating energy, any energy in surplus in summers, I can use that in winters. That is the most important. That's why what he's saying. So his solution is that the only way you can really make a sustainable development effort is to move toward renewable energy, that we all are doing as a part of Paris Agreement. The majority of 80% of the content is already classroom program. Only thing you have to extract from here is this suggestion. So when you are writing any answer, and which is very important by the way, or you are giving any answer in interview to the interview panel, so you can say this, that as suggested by Ravi Venkatesan in his article on Project Syndicate, there's a need for collaboration of the world for low cost, particularly low cost storage technologies. सबको समझ में आया? What is it? We had to withdraw. Very sorry for that. Fine. So let us see the remaining things, how this works. Bangalore, okay. The leaders' declaration that emerged from the recent G20 summit in New Delhi. We know G20 summit was in New Delhi. Highlighted the urgent need for collaborative action on climate change and sustainable finances. Okay. So you got another point. What is the point? The first point you got the suggestion. Suggestion part is over. Now he is giving some status. So in G20 summit of New Delhi, what we agreed on? We agreed on collective action on climate change and sustainable finances. That we need to switch to renewable energy, but what about the finances for that renewable energy? From where we will get that finances? Next is a central to the group's Green Development Pact. Ab dekhiye, this is something good. He is using a word. What is the word? As a normal reader, you must develop a curiosity. Yeah, what is this Green Development Pact? That's why he has even highlighted this separately. Green Development Pact, तो मान के चलिए, if it is the part of the New Delhi Declaration of G20, तो मान लीजिए यूपीएससी प्रीलिम से पूछ सकता है. That which of the following statement are true about the Green Development Pact at G20, or maybe in mains it can ask. Analyze the effort of G20 on climate change. This is how you will extract the content. So it's a very important line. Even I did not know this. मैंने भी पहली बार सुना है कि ऐसा कोई पैक्ट था उसके अंदर. Or imagine now a common reader, a examiner, because most of the people who set the paper are professors something. They keep on reading newspapers, website editorials. So first, anyone who will come around this kind of word, they will always be curious कि ये क्या ड्रामा है. That's how you will get it. So central to the group's Green Development Pact is the recognition that energy transition must be cost effective to accelerate progress. So basically, as far as I can get, अब देखिए इसमें पूरा डिटेल तो है नहीं. इसमें he has not mentioned what is this Green Development Pact. The only thing I can extract from this one para, that a G20 summit took place in New Delhi. In that, the leaders agreed on something called Green Development Pact. In that pact, they agreed on energy transition must be cost effective to accelerate progress. Very important point. This point you must extract. So we have extracted one point from here and second point from this para. And I have always told you, you have to write that in your own language. So kaise banega? You will make a note or a page or digitally, whatever you do. Name of the scholar first. Then in bracket, you can put about what he's talking about. You will name the scholar, bracket me, you will write sustainable development. So that you can know this para or whatever notes you have is about what. And then you will open your classroom program wherever you have discussed in environment, sustainable development. You will immediately go to sustainable development chapter of environment. Then in the notes, you will start adding this. First thing you will add is this one. That in New Delhi, declaration of G20, the leaders agreed on Green Development Pact that emphasized on cost-effective technology to accelerate progress. To reach this tipping point of affordability, we must remove the barriers like insufficient and expensive storage. वही बात आ गई. What he was saying in the first point, that to really have the energy transition for cost-effective energy, first, the most important thing we need is main point इसका यही है कि we really need to work on energy storage technology. Then we can really move to energy transition. Let's see next para. To be sure, there is a lot of ground to cover. According to International Energy Agency, your prelims level fact. The prelims level fact is there is something called World Energy Outlook. Who published World Energy Outlook? International Energy Agency. We know this is a part of United Nations system. So there is something called an International Energy Agency which publishes something called World Energy Outlook. UPSC always asks one or two questions, usually one question about a report and the publisher's name. Okay, so this point is very important. The energy sector need to triple renewable energy capacity by 2030 to achieve net zero emission by 2050. Again, very important point. So मुझे लग रहा है this article entirely is important. ठीक है, status में first point you extracted was this, that G20 declaration on green development argued about moving toward cost effective energy. Second most important point is IEA World Energy Outlook argues that we need to triple renewable energy capacity by 2030 to achieve zero energy emission by 2050, zero carbon dioxide emission. What is this 2050 drama? This is from classroom program. Classroom program में environment में that there was a IPCC report, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, United Nations. That report said that by 2050 we should become carbon neutral, and by 2100 we should become carbon negative. Carbon neutral means whatever you are emitting, you are absorbing. There is no net emission to the atmosphere of carbon dioxide. By 2100 we should become carbon negative. Carbon negative means we should not only emit less, we should fix more into the ground or whatever sources we have. बात समझ में आया? So in that context it was important. So 2 point, both para was very important to understand mains analysis. There is also the question of funding. As part of declaration, G20 leaders reaffirm the commitment made by developed country to mobilize 100 billion per year in climate finance to support developing world in mitigating and adapting efforts. ये हमें already पता है from classroom program. This is already we know. It is a part of Paris Agreement. Paris Agreement में we had agreed this, that developed country will give developing countries $100 billion per year for finances. For finances of what? Finances to move toward renewable energy, anything that is energy friendly. They have agreed. Now the question is why the developed country will give this money. From classroom program already that because they are the people who brought this climate change. Historically, they developed, they brought this climate change. That's why they are agreeing to this. Because this article, it appears, is very important. Every single para is important here. ठीक है, तो ये this point we know is a part of Paris Agreement. In the speech before the summit, European Council President, not very important, claimed that this goal will be met by the first time. While this represents a significant step forward, it fell far short of 4.5 trillion in annual clean energy investment required by 2030. तो ये हो गया comment आपका. So the first thing he said is, in Paris Agreement, the developed countries have agreed to give $100 billion to developing countries for mitigation and adaptation. However, it is very less. What is actually required is $4.5 trillion, that to every year. We require $4.5 trillion every year by 2030 to literally achieving the targets of Paris Agreement. Very, very important. All lines are very important here. A massive shift in approach to climate finance is clearly necessary. Multi-level development bank and philanthropy should play a vital role. So he suggests from where we will get this money. First source will be, of course, whom? Developed countries. So far, up till here, few things I understood. Pehla, from this article, I understood that in order to move toward renewable energy, we need to lower the cost, for which we require global cooperation. We require finances for the same. One source of finance is developed country giving $100 billion under Paris Agreement. Second source of finance that he's suggesting is multilateral development banks. For example, World Bank, Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, New Development Bank, also known as BRICS Bank. BRICS वाली बैंक को New Development Bank बोलते हैं. So these institutions plus philanthropies mean big corporate like George Soros kind of people, Elon Musk, George Soros, they should also contribute. The two sources he has mentioned. Pehla to the developed countries, second source is multilateral developed banks, and third is philanthropies. इतना सब नहीं लिखना है. All you have to write in points. You will write that जो भी scholar था, XYZ scholar has suggested different ways of financing low cost renewable energy. Point number 1, developed country under Paris Agreement. Point number 2, multilateral institution like World Bank. Point number 3, philanthropies. ठीक है, आगे देखते हैं. ठीक है, that was the only point here. Let's see next. But progress on affordability required a concentrated effort from all quarter by collaborating to drive down the cost of renewable. We can ignite demand, stimulate innovation, trigger whatever. Not important. All renewable energy generation owing to the affordability investability but this source are abundant only sometime countries around the equator. ये मैंने आपको समझाया था, वही पॉइंट से लिखा है कि जो कंट्रीज it is intermediate supply. Solar energy, wind energy, you do not get every time, and particularly the tropical country may get the solar energy, but the non-tropic countries may not get it. And that too, solar energy may be intermittent. In noon you have more, in morning, evening you do not have, night mein to you have nothing. Okay. Similarly, in winter, summers you have more, winters you have less. That is what he is saying about. So battery storage, we need battery energy storage system, BESS, are emerging as a potential solution to manage variability, especially as they approach a critical cost-effective threshold. So the solution he found is, solution bhi diya isne. What is the solution? Battery energy storage system. We need to innovate on battery energy storage system. Next, the Global Leadership Council, which was established by the Global Energy Alliance for People and Planet. एक और चीज से आपको पता लगे, प्रीलिम्स लेवल फैक्ट. नेक्स्ट मीटिंग कहाँ पे होने वाली है? दुबई में. United Nations Climate Change Conference 28th meeting will take place in Dubai. UPSC will not ask, but remember for prelims fact. अब देखिए इंडिया डायमेंशन भी इसने दिया हुआ है. This we already know as Paris Agreement. This was the article, I think. Very, very beautiful article. Let's see. Let me summarize whatever I have read. How you have to make notes. Now, entire article we have read. Let's quickly see. So first you will write down the name of the scholar. The name is Ravi Venkatesan. Then you will in the bracket you will write down sustainable development, because this article is about sustainable development / you can also write climate change, because he talks about Paris Agreement also. This one happened. Now, second thing you will write is his main argument. The main argument he is giving is, what is the main argument? The main argument is to move toward renewable, we need global effort on low cost technology. This is his main argument of the entire, you can say the crux of the entire, what is this entire article? The crux of the entire article. Next, problems. What problems he found? This was the main argument. What problems he found? Problem number 1, storage technology. Second problem he found, finance. Funding, finance. So first he said that main argument is to have renewable energy, we need global effort to low cost. And why? Because Paris Agreement we have agreed to keep in Paris Agreement we have agreed to keep the earth warming less than 2 degrees centigrade is the limit, 1.5 degrees centigrade is desirable. Desirable target is 1.5, but 2 is the critical limit. For this, we need to switch from traditional energy to renewable energy. And to do that, he says we need global effort on low cost technology. The problem he found was storage technology, and second was finances. Solution he is giving is for storage technology. What is the solution he has given? क्या था solution? Yes, BESS system. BESS system, battery energy storage system, that is being developed by a council. Which council is developing? नीचे इसका नाम था, मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा, देख लेना. Some international council or something it was. Some international council or something is developing this. Second, finance. Finance में what is the solution he has suggested? He has suggested 3 solutions here. Number 1, developed countries giving $100 billion as the part of Paris Agreement. Second was multilateral institutes like World Bank, IMF तो नहीं करता वैसे काम, IMF, AIIB and all. Third thing, philanthropy. Bas, that's it. So from this entire article, which I believe was very good article, we extracted these things only. First, the name of the scholar and the topic of article, main argument. This was the main argument. Maximum 2 line you will take. Problem, 2 problems. For problem solution was BESS for storage technology, which is being tried in India. Some international council name was there. Please write that also. And the experimental thing is happening in India also. It is also become more important. And the second thing, finance, he has suggested 3 sources. The developed country as the part of Paris Agreement, the multilateral institutions, and the last is philanthropy. Everyone clear how to, I think, I don't know आपको कितना visible हो नहीं हो रहा I think. एक मिनट रुकिए. Online people, any question you have? Sorry. BESS होती है वो. तो थोड़ा गूगल करना पड़ेगा बिकॉज एवरी आर्टिकल में कोई डिटेल नहीं होती है, तो वी हैव टू गूगल अ बिट. चलिए, आई होप कुशाली समझ में आपको हाउ टू एक्सट्रैक्ट कंटेंट आउट ऑफ इट. थोड़ा सा इशू आ रहा है एक्चुअली, मुझे आइडिया नहीं, आपको ये दिख नहीं रहा है, वट एवर आई हैव रिटन ऑन हियर, आपको ये नहीं दिख रहा है, तो ठीक है. चलिए, अब मैं एक बार जरा आर्टिकल देखूं, इसमें खोलना. व्हाट वाज द नोट्स मेड बाय द पर्सन. देखिए, यू हैव 1 वीक. अभी मैं आपको फिर बता रहा हूँ, you have 1 week. Every day you are supposed to do 1 article. That's why this workshop has been arranged. You're supposed to do at least 1 article, make notes, mail me, online people, so that I can see what you have done and reply you back accordingly. Fine. Only thing you had to extract was suggestions. सही लिखा है नीलकांत. The only thing you required was suggestions. बाकी तो सारा already you know from classroom program. ये आपने लिखा है. कौन सा पे giving the urban India better life, author. ठीक है, एक का नाम भी याद रखोगे तो चलेगा. Repeat. I'm saying every day you have to do 1 article. It's a workshop exercise. Do it for 2 weeks so that you know how to extract content. Read 1 article, try to make notes out of it based on the suggestions I have given you, how to make notes out of it, and then send me on the mail so that I can check and whether something is to be add or delete, and then reply back. I think 1 week more is there. It's a kind of exercise only. from whichever side you like, but I always suggest, if you really want to know the side, one everyone can write down ORF. ORF is Observer Research Foundation. It's an online website. It's a very good website. There are a lot of scholars, PhD and otherwise, who write article here. Very good scholars here. So you can find one or two article here. बाकी Hindu and Indian Express you have. मर्जी आपकी है, किसी से भी लिख लीजिए, whatever you like. बस one article. बढ़िया बनाया आपने. All dimensions have been addressed. Author का नाम भी लिखा, theme भी लिखा. What is gay infrastructure? इससे ज़्यादा जरूरत नहीं है. हाँ शॉर्ट देखो, इसे अगर कुछ डिलीट हो सकता है, बट बाकी इट्स फाइन. सजेशंस ऑलवेज रिमेंबर, सजेशंस हमेशा लिखिए. इन एनी आर्टिकल वेट एवर द सजेशन स्कॉलर्स हैव गिवन, उसको तो पक्का यू हैव टू राइट. बाकी थिंग्स को यू कैन ऐड एंड रीड. एंड अगेन रिमेंबर, इफ देयर इज अ न्यू टर्म, जैसे यहाँ पे इसमें बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट टर्म द ग्रीन डेवलपमेंट प्लान, ऐसी चीजों को जरूर पता रखिए. एवरी आर्टिकल में दे रेफर न्यू टर्म्स, उसके बारे में जरूर थोड़ा सा गूगल कर लीजिए कि ये टर्म है क्या, व्हाट दिस टर्म इज अबाउट. चलिए लेट्स सी अनदर आर्टिकल. इसको आई विल डू बेटर. So we have to print or something. Where's the mouse? What is global south? Let's see this article. It appears good to me. Just give me a second. I'm loading another article. It has gone hanged. Hang ही हो गया. चलिए छोड़िए, फाइन, इट्स अप टू. कल फिर ट्राई करेंगे एक आर्टिकल और. ठीक है, गो होम, मेक एन आर्टिकल. यू वांट टू अटेंड ऑनलाइन, इट्स अप टू यू. ऑनलाइन पीपल क्लियर? Please do an article. Next class, we will check. And Soham, your article, if you have sent something, I will check it out. So 1 week more is there. We will carry out such kind of things. Yes, very welcome. So again, I'm repeating, it's a kind of exercise to do sincerely. बाकी current affairs पढ़ना तो weekly भी है, बाकी daily भी आप हो सकता है. वैसे आर्टिकल अच्छा था, I like it. ये जो अभी हमने पढ़ा बहुत अच्छा आर्टिकल था, अच्छा आर्टिकल था. Good details are given there. हाँ, sure, do it so. Tomorrow we will see which article have come. Class में we will see how you have done good, what could be added, what could not be, and one article we do. ठीक है, चलिए, bye bye. Then we will meet again tomorrow. Bye. Very welcome everyone. Bye bye.